Okay, so when you're taking notes in the actual test, you've only got a limited amount of space. And in the literacy test, a lot of people actually don't really take a lot of notes. They don't really make use of it. And it's people more look at it as something that you use in the numeracy test. In the literacy test, though, you don't want to end up having to go back and reread paragraphs and excerpts and things like that, especially long ones, because you'll end up running out of time. So you can actually put to use note-taking skills in the literacy test. One of the ways that I always teach all of my students to do it is to split the page up, usually into eighths or so. So if you've got a pretty steady hand, then one way to do it is literally just draw a line with the pencil that you are given, split it into halves like this. I don't think I have the whole page shown. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing it on a computer either. But if we split it into halves and halves again, and then halves like that, we can end up with these nice boxes that we can work on. So each unit, unit 1 and so on, you can have working in each of the boxes, and it just prevents you from creating like an awkward shaped set of notes that then leaves a weird bit of space in the corner that's hard to work around. It also makes sure that you stay disciplined with the use of space as well, so that you've actually got enough space to last you the full exam. Another way to do this, if you don't trust your hand and you do want to keep it neat, is you can also just literally fold the paper in the same way that we've drawn the line. So if you fold it along here and then fold it in half again along this way, and then from there it should look like one of these. And so then you'll just fold it in half along that line again, and then unfold it. You'll just have all the crease lines that you can then work with, basically. Now, in terms of actually taking the notes, the best way to do it is to actually work paragraph by paragraph. Obviously, we already know that paragraph breaks are used specifically to demonstrate or to signal that there's been a change in focus, whether it's a creative text or a professional text or something more specific to teaching. And so what we can do to make organized notes is, we'll just zoom in here, is we can actually number the paragraphs. So if we look at this example here from the ACER practice test, we'll call this one over on the right here paragraph number 1, and then paragraph 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that. And so as you're reading through, have the pen in your hand, and you can scroll with your left hand on the computer and have your right hand, or whichever dominant hand you use, with the pencil on the paper taking short notes. And what you want to do is just summarize what's covered in each of the paragraphs or any key things that you drew out of it. And what this will do is organize your thoughts as an organized set of notes so that you don't necessarily have to reread the entire piece again. Putting them all together might give you the general gist of the piece, if that's what the question is kind of related to, or they can be used to kind of help direct your attention. So if you get a question, for example, about what was the issue that the author raised, then you'll have paragraphs, or maybe just one numbered paragraph that relates specifically to an issue in your notes. And you may then want to go back and just reread that paragraph to be sure. You might, if you were, close enough or bang on the money, then you might already have that in your note ready to go to help answer the question. And that's it. So this can be a huge time saver. You do it while you're reading, so you don't want it to be an additional task that takes up extra time beyond reading. It's just a way of organizing your thoughts as you're reading through. And so some of the things that you're going to be looking for are going to be the general summation of what that paragraph is about. What is its purpose? What is it trying to do? Some other things might be, you might want to put down a word that summarizes the tone of the author if you thought that was particularly prominent, if they sounded particularly angry or maybe hopeful or things like that. That can be really helpful with the creative texts where you're trying to understand the relationship between the characters at times. They don't use those a whole lot, but at any point you can summarize how you're interpreting the individual characters or relationships as well. And who knows, there might be a question on that. The other way to do it, obviously, is to quickly skim the questions to get a sense of what they're going to focus on before you read it. Don't try to answer them, just get a sense of what they're looking at. So are they looking at technical elements of the text? Are they looking more at interpretation, or are they looking at tone and emotion and that kind of thing? And that way then you know what to look for and also what to take notes on.